And in this webinar, we are actually going to help you understand on how you can use IFLs, open APIs to build your own systems. You can actually create your own strategies on it. You can create your own analytics platform on it, and you can create various tools for your own trading style. Now, let me just introduce myself. My name is Akshay Sonar. We have Mr. Mayank with me, and Mayank will be taking ahead the webinar, wherein he is going to explain the entire platform on how it is going to be used. And then you can actually ask your questions as and when possible in the chat window. So this webinar is going to last for approximately around 30 minutes. In that, we are going to clarify almost each and everyone's doubts. In between, we'll also be sending you links on the chat wherein you can actually go and see this platform. And if you have any queries, we'll give you a link where you can post your queries as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, Mayank.
Thank you, Akshay, for such a great introduction and giving me an opportunity to introduce our esteemed family members, the product Nova, which we have developed and launched. So let's start with what Nova offers. Hope you all have a great trading day today, and today was an expiry. So what is general approach you take before investing or trading in any of the stock or any of the contract, option contract, derivative contracts, commodity and currency? You do certain kind of market research before it. You do certain kind of analysis based on your. It can be based on your past trades. It can be based on your the news. It can be based on what is going on in the market. It can be based on the past data of that particular stock. So such kind of various kind of analysis and research is there. You take your trading or investing decisions based on that only. मान लीजिए आज आप सुबह सुबह ट्रेड करने बैठे एंड आप IFL offers recommendations as well. तो आप आके recommendations देखते हैं हमारे कि our analyst has recommended या किसी और ने आपको recommend किया कि this particular stock is going going to be good this trading day. Now what is your next step? You go into the application. आप वहाँ पे जाके ट्रेड करते हो, आप वहाँ पे जाके इन्वेस्ट करते हो उस पर्टिकुलर उसमें कुछ कुछ खुद से भी कुछ एनालिसिस करते हो, या देयर आर ट्रेडर्स जो कि खुद की एक बनाई हुई स्ट्रैटेजीज यूज करते हैं. ये स्ट्रैटेजी EMA के बेसिस पे हो सकती है. These strategies can also be based on various kind of technical indicators. Many people use straddle strangle strategies, long put calendar, call calendar, iron fly, iron condor, or Haikanashi if you go to the advanced types. So there are these kind of strategies कुछ लोग उनको बैक टेस्ट करते हैं. बट ये सब डिफरेंट तरह की चीजें, इसके लिए आप डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म, डिफरेंट टूल्स यूज करते हो. बट डू यू थिंक अगर आपको ये सब एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म पे मिल जाए, आप डिफरेंट तरह की चीजें, अगर आपके पास उसके लिए सिंगल डैशबोर्ड हो जिसपे आप एंड टू एंड आपके यूज केस के अकॉर्डिंग सारी चीजें कर सको, तो इट विल बी अ बेस्ट यूज केस फॉर यू. बट हाउ टू डू इट? आई मीन कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स है जो आपको कुछ पर्टिकुलर फीचर्स देते हैं, दूसरे प्रोडक्ट्स है जो आपको दूसरे फीचर्स देते हैं. हाउ टू क्लब ऑल दीज इनटू वन? So Nova comes into picture at this point of time, where you can use our backend system, which are the Nova Open APIs. You can use this backend system and you can build your own customized application over it. जिस भी तरह के आपके यूज केसेस हो, आपको जिस भी तरह का रिसर्च करना, आपको चार्ट जिस तरह का देखना हो, सब कुछ आप अपने अकॉर्डिंग बिल्ड कर सकते हो. अपने अकॉर्डिंग एक वेबसाइट या मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन बना सकते हो, या फिर एक कोई कोड बना सकते हो जो कि आपका दिन सुबह रन स्टार्ट, सुबह आप इसको स्टार्ट कर दो मार्केट के ओपनिंग टाइम पे, एंड देन इट ऑटोमेटिकली प्रोवाइड यू सिग्नल्स, बाय सेल सिग्नल्स. उसके बेसिस पे ऑटोमेटिकली आपका ट्रेड भी कर दे, आपका मैनुअल इंटरवेंशन वहाँ पे कम हो जाए. सो ऑल दिस इज पॉसिबल थ्रू नोवा ओपन एपीआईज ओनली. काफ़ी लोग जो सेकंड स्टेप में मैंने बोला कि ऑटोमेटिकली आपको बाय सेल सिग्नल्स मिल जाए, आपको ऑटोमेटिकली ट्रेड भी चला जाए, इसको सिस्टमेटिक ट्रेडिंग या एल्गो ट्रेडिंग भी बोलते हैं. इसके अलावा भी जो चार्ट होते हैं, चार्ट के बेसिस पे एनालिसिस करना, टेक्निकल एनालिसिस, फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस, ऑल दिस टर्म्स आर देयर इन द मार्केट जो हम एनालिसिस के लिए यूज करते हैं. नाउ हमने ये तो देख लिया कि डिफरेंट यूज केसेस, बट कौन सी बैकएंड फंक्शनैलिटीज वी कैन प्रोवाइड यू वाया द नोवा ओपन एपीआईज. So first of all, for any this is the SEBI requirement that you need to log in into your demat account once in a day, so that login thing, that authentication thing, to keep the API secure, to keep it like if you are coming to the platform, then only you can do all the transactions by yourself. That is done by the login and authentication APIs. It helps you log in into your trading account. It takes your client code, demat account password, and date of birth and PAN number, such kind of things. Using that, you can easily log in. And after login, you need market data, live market data, as well as past market data for your analysis. That is also provided by Nova APIs. Once you have the data, once you have your analysis, you can do the order placement, modification, and cancellation part using it. As well as after the order placement, you can also track the order via order book and trade book. You can manage your portfolios, you can do portfolio analysis, you can build portfolio optimizers over it based on your holdings and net position data. So all such kind of informations are available. Even if we look deep down on the orders, we provide limit order, market order, aftermarket order, stop loss order, bracket order, and cover order. All such kind of orders are available. So we are trying to cover all of your basic trading needs into one single Nova Open APIs. Now, these are the basic ones, because there are a lot of use cases, there are a lot of custom ideas which can be built over it. So we have tried to keep it flexible enough to be moduled into any of the application. We support all the exchanges: NSE, BSE, NCDX, and MCX. We support cash, derivatives, currency, and commodities all. So you can trade in any of the segment. You can use these functionalities for any of the exchange segment. Coming to the use cases, what you can build, there are people who are looking for advisory solutions. You can build such advisory platform for yourself, which can suggest you some baskets automatically and trade for your account into this baskets. You can build algo trading solutions. Algo trading is just a vast area. You can build a back testing solution, जहाँ पे आप हिस्टोरिकल डेटा का यूज करके एनालाइज कर रहे हो कि कौन से स्टॉक्स आपके किस कंडीशन में अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, किसी पर्टिकुलर टेक्निकल इंडिकेटर को उसमें आप ट्रैक कर रहे हो, एंड उसके अकॉर्डिंग पे आप अपना डिसीजन ले रहे हो कि दिस इज माय स्ट्रेटजी एंड आई विल बाय एंड सेल एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, आई विल ट्रेड एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम। और वो भी आपका ऑटोमेटिकली एपीएस के थ्रू हो जाता है। आप चार्ट को अपने अकॉर्डिंग बना सकते हो, जो पर्टिकुलर इंडिकेटर्स, जो पर्टिकुलर एनालिसिस, ऑर्डर फ्लो एनालिसिस आपको चाहिए, आपको वॉल्यूम एनालिसिस चाहिए, मार्केट प्रोफाइल एनालिसिस चाहिए, इस तरह के यूज केसेस कैन इजीली बी बिल्ड। आप इनको एक योर ऑन चार्ट में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो, किसी डिफरेंट एप्लीकेशन पे जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। इसके साथ साथ प्री ट्रेड एनालिटिक्स हम आपको पास्ट का ट्रेडिंग का डेटा प्रोवाइड करते हैं, पास्ट का मार्केट का डेटा प्रोवाइड करते हैं, जिससे यू कैन डू प्री ट्रेड एनालिटिक्स आफ्टर योर ट्रेडिंग, वेदर यू हैव डन द राइट ट्रेडिंग और नॉट। वो एनालाइज करने के लिए आप पोस्ट ट्रेड एनालिटिक्स के लिए टूल्स बना सकते हो। आप अपने फाइनेंसेस मैनेज कर सकते हो कि हाउ मच अमाउंट यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन इट, हाउ मच प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस यू आर मेकिंग इट। इस तरह के एनालिसिस आप कर सकते हो। आप एक खुद का रिकमेंडेशन इंजन बिल्ड कर सकते हो। और वे बहुत सारे तरीके के डेरिवेटिव टूल्स आते हैं, ऑप्शन स्ट्रैटेजी बिल्डर, पोर्टफोलियो ऑप्टिमाइजर, इस तरह के डेरिवेटिव टूल्स आप इजीली इन एपीएस के थ्रू बिल्ड कर सकते हो। नाउ मैं इतनी देर से एपीआई वर्ड यूज कर रहा हूँ, एपीआई एपीआई। व्हाट इज एपीआई, होता क्या है? टू गिव यू अ बेसिक आइडिया कि कोई भी एप्लीकेशन एक सर्वर के थ्रू चलती है। हर कंपनी का एक खुद का सर्वर होता है। सो लेट्स सपोज कि जो सबसे लेफ्ट में आपको दिख रहा है, दैट इज आईएफएल सर्वर। इस सर्वर से जो भी आप मोबाइल ऐप यूज करते हो, वेबसाइट यूज करते हो, तो वो वेबसाइट जो सर्वर से जिस पर्टिकुलर मेथड और मीडियम के थ्रू कम्युनिकेट करती है, दैट इज एन एपीआई। There are different types. It can be an API, it can be a WebSocket, it can be a plugin as well. So these are the various methods through which you communicate with the server, you or your front-end application. So as a user, आप जो भी ऐप बना रहे हो, आप उससे API पे रिक्वेस्ट भेजते हो। API आप जो भी पर्टिकुलर सर्वर है उस कंपनी का, लेट्स से आईएफएल सर्वर, उससे कम्युनिकेट करता है, उससे बोलता है कि आई वांट टू फेच दिस डेटा और आई वांट टू अपडेट दिस पर्टिकुलर डेटा। लेट्स से आप एक ऑर्डर डाल रहे हो, कोई ऑर्डर प्लेस कर रहे हो, तो आपने एपीआई के थ्रू एक रिक्वेस्ट सेंड किया, उसमें आपने ऑर्डर का डिटेल्स भेज दिया। लेट्स से आपको एसबीआई के 50 क्वांटिटीज बाय करने, तो आपने एपीआई को इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दी कि आई वांट टू बाय 50 क्वांटिटीज ऑफ एसबीआई एट मार्केट प्राइस। नाउ API सर्वर को ये डेटा भेजेगा कि these are the information of that particular order, update it in our database and send this order. हम IFL सर्वर उसको प्रोसेस करके आपको फिर रेस्पॉन्स देगा एक, और रेस्पॉन्स में आपको प्रोवाइड करेगा कि वेदर आपका ऑर्डर जो आपने इन्फॉर्मेशन शेयर करी थी, वेदर दैट हैज बीन सक्सेसफुली पुश्ड टू आवर सिस्टम और नॉट. If it is successfully pushed, what is the order IDs which we have generated. These kind of details we are the API push to you, your application, to you or your application, whatever you are building. So this is the basic flow through which an API works. Now let's look at the platform. This is the platform. I will be sharing this link in the chat as well. I think I'm unable to send the link to everyone. Akshay and Akshata, can you help me with it to send the link to everyone here in the meeting?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the platform which we have built. Now we had a API documentation portal before, but why we came up with this? We just want that whatever you are thinking of building, whatever kind of use case you are thinking of building, you can find the right APIs for it. Uh, you can then integrate it easily as possible. You can get all the information which you need on a single platform only. So as you can see here, we have first provided you filters for various kind of use cases. If you need APIs for algo trading, that you can get it just by clicking on it. All kind of APIs are there. If you want to build an advisory platform, you can get the APIs for it. If you want to build a trading analytics tool, you can build an API for that as well. So such kind of use cases are there, and these cards which you see here at the bottom of such filters, ये कार्ड आपके API kits हैं. Let's say user authentication system, इसके अंदर login related APIs हैं. You can see the number of APIs it is 5 API set. इसका rating and how is the success rate, how the APIs are performing. So in the market data system, we have three API set and a good success rate as well. In the order management system, we have 6 API set. So such kind of APIs are there. Then order tracking system, which provides you order book and trade book detail. Portfolio management system, which provides you holdings and position detail. So such kind of API kits are there. Let's move on and look what an API kit has. So if you click on any of the API kit, you get the details of the APIs it contains. If you go down, it has a WebSocket जो आपको live data provide करता है, live streaming provide करता है data का. Now which the question comes again is किस तरह का data? It provides you market quote, open, high, low, close rate of particular stock or contract. It provides you OI data for derivatives. It provides you 5 depth data. It provides you live order trade confirmations if your order has been successfully placed or not, successfully executed or not. Then there is a market feed API which provides you OHLC and volume of any of the instrument. Then there is an API for historical candles through which you can fetch past OHLC and volume data of any of the instrument there. So similarly, other API kits also have certain API listed there. As we talked earlier, that user authentication system will have login APIs, market data system will have past as well as live market data APIs, portfolio management system will have holdings and position API. Such kind of APIs are clustered into API kits as per their use cases, so that you can easily find the right set of APIs and build your application over it. Now coming to the next section, if you want to see the details of how to integrate these APIs, how to actually use these APIs in your application, that is available in the Devdoc section, which you can navigate from the leftmost navigation menu. We have first provided certain basic information which you need to know before integrating our APIs, like how is the authentication is working, what kind of session tokens are there, जो आपको मैनेज करना पड़ता है अपना लॉगिन सेशन मेंटेन रखने के लिए. एंड देन देयर इज एन ऑथराइजेशन पार्ट कि आपको API कीज किस किस तरह के लगते हैं. दैट इज दोज डिटेल्स आर हियर. And to keep all these things secure, there is a method called encryption. Encryption में भी different type के methods होते हैं. Here we have provided detail about what kind of encryption we are using, why we are using it, how it is beneficial. Another good thing is that whenever you want to do encryption is just a one-time process for many of our users. So you don't need to do it. You don't need to code it again and again at your end. You can just do one-time encryption here also. I will come to this part later on where when I will explain you how to get your API keys and all. We will talk about this after that. Then there is a script master where you can find details of all the contracts that are tradable today. You can find their name, series, expiry, whether it is a call put, a strike rate, ISIN number, lot size, full name, etc. This is required for doing the transactions through all other APIs which are listed down. Moving forward, if let's say I come to the login API, so any particular API has certain parts. First is request URL. You need to know a URL at which you will be sending your request for getting the data, for updating the data. That data is in for, let's say, if you want to fetch market feed, that you need to know a location key. I will send request to this location, and this location will give me live market data. So the request URL's purpose is that only. And now you have find out that this location will give me the market data. But so if I am taking the example of market data only, let's move to the market data API. Okay. Now I have provided the location. Now what next? You need to also tell that for which contract, for which instrument you want to fetch the data. So how we will do it? So there is a request body, some data you need to pass into the API. The data can be, so those information that for which instrument you need to get the data that you can provide here, as well as this also asks for your API credentials so that to verify that an authentic user is only fetching the data. So this kind of information is passed through the request body, and then it provides you, whenever you send the request to that particular location along with the information in the request, it provides you a response over it, at which you can get all the details of that particular instrument. You can get all kind of rates, volume that is there. So this is the way these APIs work. Now, I was talking about some kind of API credentials. What are these API credentials? API credentials are basically we provide you such kind of API credentials so that only authentic users will be able to use it. It's just a simple step to generate the API credentials for our clients. You can log in and register from here. You can provide your just mail ID or phone number here. Let me put in mail ID. Just ensure that this mail ID and phone number is registered to your IFL Securities Demat account. Once you have given the mail ID, an OTP will come on your registered mail address. I have successfully logged in after the OTP verification. Now I want to fetch the API. I want to get the API keys for myself. Then in a logged in state, there was a generate key button. Since I have already generated my API keys, this button is disabled for me for off. But for all those who has not generated any such API keys, this button will be enabled. Whenever you click on it, you will be redirected to the dashboard. or you can directly go to the dashboard. Your API keys will be visible here if you already generated it. If you haven't generated it, CTA will come here, a button will come here with the name of generate key. You can click on it and your API keys will be generated in an instant. And we also keep a validity in all of the APIs so that to keep it more secure from the hackers, to keep the environment more secure. So before the expiry, you can just click on this refresh button and your API keys will be, your validity will be extended again. If you feel that your credentials has been used by any other individual, then you can easily approach us and we will provide you different credentials and disable your previous credentials. To get any of the APIs, you can add these APIs into the cart. This is the button from which you can add it. Uh, if I click on this API kit will be added to my cart. I can explore my cart from here, all the API kits which I have selected, or I can select individual APIs as well. So if I go here, if I go to this, I can just select an individual API and add it to the cart instead of adding the complete cart. So whatever you require, you can easily customize it. You can easily get all such kind of details. And after clicking on continue, you will be given access of these APIs. And in the dashboard, you will be able to see all such APIs which you have purchased. All these APIs are free of cost. We are not charging anything for these APIs. You can use it for free. You can build any of your application and start trading through your own customized application with your own user interface, with your own personalized charts, personalized analytics tools. All these can be done. And all the APIs which you purchase, we also show what is the response time, whether it is up and down. All details is can be fetched in the API checker. You can refresh it. You will get to know that if any particular API is down today or not. Now let's move on to use these APIs. Let me open the documentation section in a different screen. So my first step is I want to log in into my Demat account. Now, how will I do it? I get to know that this is the location from where I can log into my Demat account application. So I can just copy it from here, or then let's move forward that I need to pass these parameters in the headers. There is an content type which is a static value application JSON, and other parameter is OCP API subscription key. And here it is written that it is received along with the API credentials. So I can look for my API credentials here. There is an OCP key here. I can copy paste it and use it in my code. Another simple approach is you can just go to this copy paste the code in any of the language in which you are developing it, Java, JSON, Python, etc. So many of our customers, many of our partners use Postman application to test these APIs first. So I will be referring to Postman application on this webinar. You can download the Postman application from Google if you want to try it out later on. We will be uploading video of this webinar on YouTube as well, and we'll be sharing it to you so you can refer to it later on. Right now I'm giving a walkthrough, simple walkthrough of what is happening here. You can download the Postman application from this website, postman.com. It helps you run the APIs, test it for you. I have already installed in my desktop. So this is the interface of Postman application. Now I want to create a new API here, new login API. I will click on new. I will click on HTTP request. Next is I want to provide this location where I will be sending the request. So I have copied it. I have pasted. You need to paste the location here. And there is a particular method for each of the API. The method is listed here alongside the API name. The method is post. So I need to change the method from get to post here. Okay, let's save it. Let me create a new collection here. I have saved this API. Let me change its name to login so that it will be easy to refer. Now, next step is I have provided the location, I have provided the method. Now, what is next? Next is if I move down, there are headers which I need to provide. So there is a section here for the headers. There is a key and value which has been asked. So from the table which is provided on this documentation, I can see that there are two headers. For one, the key is content type. I've copied that content type here, and its value application JSON also. And another header is OCP API subscription key. I copied that. Its value, I need to get the value from my API credentials, that is on the dashboard. I copied my value from here and pasted it here. Okay. So far so good. I mean, request location is done, headers is done. Now next what? The documentation says key you need to pass a request body in which you need to pass your client code, password, and DOB. So the system needs to know that which client is logging in. So certain kind of DMAT account credentials need to be passed here. I can copy paste the sample JSON code from here. Since that is request body, I need to move to a different section. Now, what type of request body is it? So none is selected here by default, but we need to change this to row. And I can paste that particular sample code from the documentation portal. Since it was written JSON, it has selected JSON. I need to select JSON here only. If it is anything other than JSON, then you need to change it to JSON here. Now I need to change these credentials. These credentials should be mine, so the system knows that I am logging into the application. So first is user key. Let me see what the user key is here. The details are mentioned in this table. That user key of the client is one received along with the API credentials. Let me move to the API credentials. I can find the user key here. I can just copy paste from here to the Postman. Now I need client code, password, and DOB. It is said that this is DMAT account client code, this is DMAT account password, this is date of birth in year, month, and date format. But all these three are in encrypted format. Now, how do I encrypt it? So as I talked earlier about the encryption part, we can move to that. I get an encryption key when I create my API credentials, so I can use that encryption key here. It is the encryption key. I will just copy it and paste it here. So let's say I want to encrypt my client code first. So I've written down my client code here. If I click on encrypt, it will give me an encrypted data here only in an instead. I can just copy it and paste it in the Postman. Similarly, I can encrypt my password in DOB as well. I have already encrypted my password. I can copy paste directly from here. As it was written in the portal that your date of birth should be in year, month, and date format. So that's why I'm writing the date of birth in an inverse format, first year, then month, and then date. Let me encrypt it as well, copy it and paste it into the Postman. Okay, I have let me check in the documentation if I have given everything, if I have provided everything. So I have provided the request URL, I have provided the method post, I have provided the headers, I have provided the request body as well. I have edited the value to my credentials value. Now the response sections comes in. I mean, there is nothing more to do in the request. Now you can click on the send button, which will send your request to the server. And your request has been successfully sent and you have been given a token here. This token is useful for all other API requests. So if you go to the response, uh, you get access token, you get a message and status of that particular API call, through which you can check that if your login request was successful or not. So let's say if I change any of the value here, let's say if I change it to Q and send it again. So this status has come as -1, not 0. So that means your API request is not successful. You are not logged in successfully. You can manage such kind of error cases at your end in your application also, based on the API response, based on the status value. Now I generated this token. So there are two kind of tokens here, as you can see in the documentation. This kind of token comes in the response, but apart from this, there is another token which comes in the response cookies. This is IFL cookie. Let me maximize it. The first token, this IFL cookie, this is also required in other API calls. There are two such kind of tokens which are maintained by IFL now Nova Open APIs. You need one or the another session token for any of your further API calls. Now let's say I have logged in, I have got the token. Now what? So let's move forward. I want to fetch my holdings details. Let's say I want to fetch my holdings details. So one method which I showed you, that you can just copy paste the URL, you can copy paste this code here. Another method to use it in Postman is via curl command. So this is another easy way to import your API into the Postman. You can copy this curl command from here, go to the Postman. If you click on import, there is an option here for raw text. If you go over it and paste that particular code and click on continue and then import, it will import everything. It has imported the request URL, it has imported the method as well. And if I go to the headers, it has imported my OCP key, content type, cookie value, which I need to pass in the headers. In the documentation as well, it was written that these three are the parameters which I need to pass in the request headers, and it has imported all three. If I go to the body, it has imported this sample request body which needs to be passed in the request. Now I just need to update this particular API with my own credentials and my own values which I need to pass here. So I will go to this dashboard. I will just copy my credentials one by one from here. Let's put version is 1.0. And this OS name and app version and OS name is mainly for your own use cases. If you develop any kind of website, if you develop any kind of mobile application, you maintain various kind of versions of it. uh, there are applications जिसके पिछले versions भी चलते रहते हैं. तो those kind of versions, तो कौन से version से कौन से API call हो रहा है, कौन सी request आ रही है, that you can track via app version. और वो जो websites होती है वो हो सकता है कि Chrome पे चल रही हो, Windows पे हो, या फिर वो Mac पे हो. ऐसे ही similarly मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन भी Android की हो सकती है और iOS की हो सकती है. So let's say I have taken an example of Android here. I am providing the OS name as Android. Now I am providing my client code here. Okay. Now I have updated the body part, the input which I am giving. Let's see if there is anything to update here. In the OCP API key, I need to update the one which I have received here. So I will copy the OCP key from here and put it here. Content type will be constant. It is application JSON only. Now I need to get the data of this session token. So I can find in the response of login, I can find the value of cookie. I can copy it from here and update it in this holding API call. You can also see it in the bulk edit format where the complete values of this will be visible, or you can see it in the tabular format as well. So I have updated the headers, I have updated the body. Let's see if the documentation says is there anything I need to provide. So let's look at it from the start. I have provided the method post, I have provided the request URL, I have provided the headers, I provided the request body, updated it with my credentials as well. Okay, I am good enough to send the request. Now, after sending the request, so this is such kind of error response which you get. So since in the Nova dashboard, I haven't got the access of holdings APIs. That's why it is giving me invalid head parameters access error, because I didn't have access of this particular API call. Let me save it. With the name of holdings. As seen by dashboard, I have access of market data system API. So further, we try to integrate, we try to call the market data API only. Let's go to the market data API. As I have showed you the other way where I can just copy the curl command from here. So I will copy it. I will go to the import as we seen earlier. My API is here. I will just update the values. I can change the instrument details here. I can find this exchange type script code for any of the instrument from the script master. So if I go to the script master, if I copy this URL and paste it in a different tab, it will download a CSV file, which is my script master where I have the details of all the instrument. Let me open it. Let's try to fetch the data of SPIN. So this is exchange type and script code for SBIN. I will just use the values from here, NC3045. NC is already there. I will change the script code to 3045. Let's keep the API request to this particular instrument only as of now. So let me send the request. Okay. After sending the request, I have got the successful response in which I am getting the rates of the particular SBIN script. I'm getting its high rate, its last rate, its low rate, its previous close rate, as well as total quantity traded today. So these kind of details are available in the response in the market feed API. So similarly, you can use all such APIs. You can so this is for the testing purpose only, but in the similar manner, you can use these APIs. You can build your own application on it. You can code it any of the programming language. We have sample codes in various kind of languages already available here. As you can see, it is available in Python, C Sharp, Node.js, Java, Rust, Golang, PHP, .NET, JSON, all the most common used languages. We are in process of continuously updating these SDKs also. We will be releasing new versions of this SDK in the upcoming month. And apart from this, there are certain features which are in our roadmap of the Nova. As you can see here, there are certain sections which is coming soon: forums, guide, partner portal, blogs. All these things will be releasing in the upcoming months. We are constantly working on it. We are constantly working on improving the API set as well. So all these things will be part of our future. And if any of you are interested in, please stay in tune. We will inform you about all such developments. So using Nova APIs, we have seen it. We have gone to nova.ipsecurities.com. We have picked APIs as per our use cases. We have copied the API code into our application, edited the data points according to our the API request, provided our own credentials. We have sent the request through our application. We have read the response and checked the status of our request, whether it is successful or not. We have covered all this. So this was the main flow, the main use cases of the APIs. Uh, this is mainly for the webinar. For any such kind of support, whenever you start integrating it, whenever you work on it, if you face any such kind of query, you can contact us at cs@ifl.com. We are easily approachable there. Now we can conclude the walkthrough of the particular product. Now moving on to the Q&A section. Mr. Amit has asked about building the strategies. So we will be releasing videos for various kind of strategies soon on YouTube. Uh, if you are interested, we will definitely. We are very glad to share all such videos to you. Okay. Mr. Kunal has asked that what is the full form of API? It's application programming interface. Let me show you again how the APIs work. What is an API or some how you do it. So as I have explained earlier, APIs are just a way to communicate with the backend server of any of the application. So in the case of Nova Open APIs, the backend server is IFL server, and APIs are working as a medium between you and backend server to communicate. Now, what kind of communication? Whether let's say you want to fetch live market data, so you can send a request through this API. This API will communicate with our IFL server, check the data of that particular instrument, and provide you with it. So this is the use case of any of the API. Or let's say you want to place an order, you provide the information of order. Let's say you want to buy 50 quantity of SBIN at market rate. So you have asked you have provided this information to the API. API takes this information to the server, updates the order information in our system, and place the order for you. And then whether the order is successful or not, what is the status of the order, that server send the information to the API, which API in turn return the information to the user's application, which is you only. Mr. Sunil has asked that webinar recording available in YouTube. Yes, we will be sharing the webinar recording with all of you. You can refer to it later on as well. Mr. Yogesh has asked that previously used XTS API for IFL. Is it same API or completely new API from ground up? So XTS APIs are different and IFL Nova APIs are different. The functionalities which are there that are similar. You can also log in into the IFL application using XTS APIs. You can also place order via XTS APIs. The major difference comes here is the backend OMS and RMS system through which your order goes into the exchange. So that is different. And Nova APIs stays completely in sync with IFL Markets app and TT Web. So you can, if you place an order through TT Web, if it is down, then you can use the APIs to place your order. If the Markets app is down, then you can use the API or TT Web to place the order or exit your position. All such kind of details. Coming to the next question. What uses Mr. Amit has asked that what uses of many languages like Java, etc. So these APIs are a medium, but whenever you are building an application, let's say a website. So for building a website, you use HTML, CSS for the front end, and to get the data from the backend, you use JavaScript functionalities or Angular, React, all such kind of platform, maybe .NET or C Sharp. So these are programming languages through which you. j- So right now I use Postman application to test the APIs, to send the request and to receive the response. All such things can also be done by various kind of programming languages. So that's why we have provided sample code for different kind of languages to call these API. Mr. Atul has asked that what configuration system required to download Python or any other software as mentioned. We support Python 3, any version of Python greater than 3. So if your system is compatible with Python 3, then our Python code will also work. Mr. Shashank has asked that API live market में कैसे use करेंगे. So as I have shown you here, this, let's say this market feed API is giving you live market data. So you can call this API in market hours also. It will give you the data of that particular time whenever you are sending the request. Then there is a WebSocket as well, through which you don't need to send the request again and again. You will continuously get the stream of live market data. Someone has asked that can you provide sample code for, I think that question is already answered and moved to different. Mm, okay. Akshay, is there any other open questions as of now?
Mine, so I've been answering the questions on chat as well. So almost all the questions are answered. However, everyone else can also reach us on our support ID, and we can surely help you out on there as well.
Okay, great. So Mr. Amit is asking that IFL की personal team है जो ये algo strategy build करने में help करेगी. So right now we are not creating our own algos, but we will be soon launching. So as you can see here in the Nova, we will be launching along with this plugin in the plugin play services section. We will be launching various ready-made strategies which you can use. We will be launching it in the upcoming month, which you can use directly. So we will be to for all the people who don't want to build such kind of application, if any of our partner has already built such kind of application and it is available in the market, then we will list it here. You can use it directly. You can use such kind of strategies as well. So that will be our future roadmap, which we will be launching soon. Mr. Appu has asked that this look much more complicated than those from software background can only do. Uh, Integrating the API part, using it in various kind of programming languages definitely requires some software knowledge. But we have seen that many of our customers hire a freelancer for it. They know the basic rules, what they want to build. Uh, they hire freelancers and develop their applications using the APIs. So that can also be done. Mrs. Nikita has asked that can I create a copy trading system using your APIs? Yes, you can definitely create the copy trading system. Someone has asked that in WebSocket data come one after another, hence difficult to compile. Yes, WebSocket is a complex application, but it has its benefits as well. So whenever you call an API, you get the market data, but you need to send request again and again. Your system is sending request to the server through the API again and again. But in WebSocket, you just need to connect it once, and your data will come continuously. So that is the benefit. But again, it is difficult to integrate. It is difficult to compile the data which WebSocket sends, but once you have developed the logic for it, once you have integrated it successfully, your life will be much more easier. Okay, I think we have covered almost all of the questions. Mrs. Nikita is asking for link to sample platforms for copy trading. Many of the partners, many of the algo service providers provide copy trading functionalities. You can look for such algo service providers like Triton is there, Algo Bulls is there. So these kind of platforms provide copy trading functionality as well. So you can explore. You can also mail our customer support team. We will definitely share you links of all such platforms. Okay. So mail ID of our customer support team is cs@ifl.com. You can mail them. They will forward it to my own mail address. It is also here in the slide. One shown on the screen, that is the mail ID for our customer support team. You can forward your queries to them. They will reach out to us and we will definitely help you with all of your queries.
Great,
Okay,
then.
I
Thank you
guess.
so much, everyone. Mayank, I think so we can conclude the webinar now. Great. Once again, I would like to thank everyone for attending this webinar. I hope this has been insightful for everyone. We'll be conducting such webinars every now and then. We'll be sharing the schedule for the same with everyone via various communication channels of IFL. That's email. We'll put it out on our social media handles as well. You can join those webinars and you can get more information about the Open API platform, that's NOAA. And yes, this is a newly launched platform, so you can avail the services completely free of cost. You can use all the APIs, and if you have any queries, you can write to us on support, and we'll be happy, more than happy to help you out. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Akshay, for giving me an opportunity and happy trading to all.